Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson. This is the Tabletop Experiment, episode 61, Dragonlance Part 52. I am joined by Todd, who's playing Uriel, Christian, who's playing Swami. You can't see him. He was remodeling and painting, and he doesn't want us to see his face. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And Jesse. Jesse's playing Martok, kind of. Maybe? Nope. No, he's not. We got to do a recap.
Nope.
Landfill's twin brother.
Yeah, he's Martok's twin brother. Yeah, that'll be funny. He comes on the scene, and it's like, he had a twin brother? Gunk, gunk, gunk! Like, zooms in. I'll zoom into Jesse's face in the editing process, and it'll be like, maybe I did. Maybe I did have a twin brother. No, if you didn't join us last episode, or the episode before last, because I'm posting Jesse's solo episode to get weaved into the campaign between the two episodes, but the last episode with everybody, Martok was killed in battle, which is crazy. We all said that I think it's the first time any of the characters have died. I mean, it happened to me years ago when I played Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, but that's not fair because your characters had 7 hit points at level 9 in that game, so you can die. I remember being a wizard and I got shot by an arrow and I had to retreat because I was like, that did 3 of my 4 hit points. But yeah, Martok died. And so that's where we're going to pick up. You guys were on the east side of the City of Lost Names. There's a map in the general chat if you guys want to look. You were holed up in a house trying to decide what to do. Go ahead.
Do you want to loot my body?
Oh, we're going to. Don't worry about that.
Well, I was going to set that up. So you guys fought a patrol, a dragon army patrol. Martok lost. He was killed in battle. There is his stuff is obviously next to him, and there is a pool of blood on the ground. All the enemies are dead. Can everybody give me, except for you, sorry, Jesse, can Swami and Uriel give me a perception check? Because you're dead, Martok, and there's no perception checks for the dead.
26.
That is
20.
Really good. Swami, what'd you get?
A perception check?
Perception check.
And there you are. Wow. Oh.
Not bad. Not bad. You guys have noticed it's actually quiet in this part of the city because you're still kind of on the edge of the City of Lost Names. But as you are looking up, it catches your eye. You see dragonels with riders on patrol flying above you. So there is still patrols in the city, and it looks like they have a vantage point above. So with that, why don't both of you guys roll initiative so I know who's going first? My dog just ate dinner, so he's very excited. He had to come in here and be excited. Okay. Uriel, since you were fairly close to Martok's body, what would you like to do now that everybody is dead? And
we're gonna strip him. We're gonna take everything.
We're about to check his jail pocket.
I don't even know what that is, but can you give me an investigation check to find his jail pocket? I mean, I have a feeling. I just think Martok is a better class of person.
It's down below.
No, yeah, I know that. As soon as I said, "What is it?" and then my brain said,
"Actually,
you know."
I look at Swami and I'm like, "Hey, let's pull him into the building so we're not sitting out in like the wide open while we're checking him out."
All right.
Let's do that. Let's not be seen out and about checking some jail pockets.
You guys pull his body inside. There's still embers from the fire. You can kind of see, there's a little bit of light. It isn't nighttime yet. Go ahead, sorry.
What did you want us to...
Investigation, if you're like checking his pockets.
Investigation, yeah.
Now, considering this is your former comrade, what are you exactly doing to his body? Because that is the question.
No, I'm just... Basically, I was just going to say, let's put all of his gear in his bag of holding, and then we'll take it back.
Okay, you strip. Do you like put his hands over him. Do you guys want to say anything to, he was your friend?
Of course we are. We lay him out, put a blanket over him, his own blanket. We put that over him.
I know that makes the most amount of sense for the idea that you're like, we're not using our stuff. Like, we're using his stuff. I get the idea of, hey, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it clear so,
we're not,
later on,
we're not using our resources.
I'm like, I pull out my blanket. You're like, didn't you use that? No, I used his.
Use his blanket.
But we take his, his stuff. So one, we can give his sash to Derek, or Derek, not Derek.
Oh, Derek Highwater. Right.
Yeah. And then we just go from there.
Okay. Did you want to say anything, Swami? Uriel, do you guys want to say anything?
Here lies Murtok, Eldritch Blast user, kind soul. Yeah, that's about it. Kind soul, great leader.
He didn't make it.
I
pull out some alcohol. I dump some on him, and I take a drink.
I'm like, for the dead homies.
Both you guys have inspiration. You have a point of inspiration. So I don't know if you have inspiration, but you have it now.
I have inspiration.
Each was that good?
I mean, it was all right. For the, I'm not gonna.
Thank you. It was all right.
I mean, you did something,
Take care,
right?
brother.
Yeah,
until we meet again.
I know you're not supposed to bank inspiration, Uriel, but I'll let you bank a point of inspiration. So,
okay.
You know what? 5e's been around long enough. We can bend the rules, I'm sure. So as you set his things and you pick up his sack, you notice that his sack starts to burn, like leaves catching on fire. The corners of it start to kind of catch on fire, and it starts to go up the bag as you're holding it up, like this. It's like the flames start to lick at the bag, and you can feel how warm it is.
I'm like, we just put all of his gear in his bag, and now his bag's on fire.
Yep.
So it burned everything?
Put it out, pee on it, something.
Do you drop it, or do you...
I drop it.
When you drop it, it hits the ground, and you see it burn up. It just burns up and becomes nothing. You see that, when you burn paper, you see those little bits of paper wafe in the air a little bit, and then they kind of burn out. Jesse, I'm going to go to you. Being very general, not giving away your location. Right. The supplies you were given, it was a bag of holding. All this stuff that's in the bag of holding is Martok stuff.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So now
I have the good stuff.
Now you have the good stuff, except for the one thing we went over on your thing yet.
Yep.
All right. Back to the other two players. So... O'Grady is just I'm gonna roll a perception check for O'Grady to see. He's gonna put his head out the door, kind of look around. He's actually gonna become a little mouse, and he shrinks down and he runs out the hole in the thing, and he starts looking around. What do you guys want to? I mean, you guys can talk obviously. What do you guys want to do? I
look at Swami and I'm like, hey, we still got to get over to that church so we can fix this spear.
All right, we should start heading out. We should start moving.
Let's just stay in the shadows and try to slowly make our way over.
So, looking at the map, are you going to do a straight line from the east to the northwest point where the Temple of Paladine is? Or
is the map still in general?
It should still be in general chat. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it should.
Where were we at? Yeah, it's still in there.
Yeah. You were on the east side on the Path of Memories. It says the east side. There's an arrow that says Path of Memories on the east side. You guys were in that little alcove at homes. Do you want to go straight to the temple, or do you want to go kind of, serpentine?
Can we hug?
Yeah, you can do serpentine and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to need from both of you is I'm going to need 3 stealth checks, and I'm going to be with Jesse. I'm going to be very honest. As you go into the city, you notice more and more patrols, so the DC is going to get higher. It's going to start at 10, it's going to go to 15, and then it's going to go to 20 because you guys are trying to sneak around the city. So
remind me, DC stands for
difficulty. So
Okay.
when you roll stealth, you have to get a 10 or higher on the first one, a 15 or higher on the other one, and a 20 or higher on the third one. So when you do a stealth check, that's what the DC, it's a difficulty
10,
check.
15, 20.
10, 15, 20. So
Okay.
roll them on here and I'll keep track
I have an advantage
on stealth,
on
right?
stuff.
Well, there you go. Because you're super quiet.
Dang it. All right, go.
Are you gonna Swami? Are you doing D&D Beyond or are you doing real dice?
Yeah, I know I'm doing D&D Beyond.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so here's my first one. Give me something good. Let's go. Hey, can I choose when to use that?
Nope.
Can I be
it
like,
goes. Nope. It goes 10, 15, 20. So you did the first one.
Oh, well, that sucks.
All right,
Oh, well,
man. All right.
listen, Uriel, you got my back, right?
Let's hope.
Got advantage. Let me know. Remember 10, 15, 20.
17.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even add my 17, so that was 20.
Okay.
Then
Next one's 15.
16.
Okay, you made that one.
Come on, no whammies. $21.
Ooh. We'll do this. Former Martok, since you have all of his stuff and you have the luck pendant, even or odd, I'll say.
Former Martok.
Former Martok.
You go even. Oh wait, this character will go odd. Sorry.
Okay. All right. As you guys are making your way through the city, I need Uriel and Swami to make another perception check.
Ow.
Nice.
16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. 22.
So what you see is you see several small patrols like the one that you fought through the city, either doing repairs to certain battlements, like there's literally siege engines that they have pushed in the city, or there's buildings they're repairing. And towards the southern part of town, you would see that there is actually, like where you pass looking to the south, you see that they seem to be doing, as you're kind of serpentining up, even though you're staying away from it, you can still see from a distance. It appears that they're doing a lot of repairs to one manor in like the southeast of where you are. But as you're getting closer to the center of the city, you see the center spire that you see on the map is actually floating about 20 feet in the air. And there's broken rock around it that is also floating. And you see patrols underneath, probably about 20 or 30 Dragon Army soldiers doing various drills right underneath it. And you, both of you guys, as you're moving close to that, can you give me another perception check?
Mm.
Not bad.
20.
Okay. You see that there's also dragonelles, which you guys remember seeing when you went into the city for the first time. There's dragonelles flying around the midpoint of the tower just on patrols, and you see riders on their back. But after about 2 hours, you guys did well enough. Swami, Uriel did really save you because it was an average. He did way better than the average. You didn't do as well. Anyway, you guys get to what appears to be the temple, but outside the temple, when you get to like where the entrance is, it looks like this area is flooded. And when you walk in, the ground is indented and you feel stone when you walk on the ground. But what it is probably 20 feet in front of you, you see a wall of like briared trees, but they are purple. They have purple leaves. They look like really thin willow wisps, but you see all of them like it. I mean, it is kind of like a natural fence from what you can see. And it appears behind that, you guys can clearly see that it looks like there's an overturned dome, almost like a glass cathedral, like the top of a cathedral, but it's broken. There's vines hanging over it. But you see from that, like in this area, there doesn't seem to be any dragonels or dragon army soldiers. But as you walk up to it, you notice when you like approach it, it looks like some of the trees like shake a bit and like move, like react to you getting close to this wall. And right beyond this is pretty much the temple. Like I said, you can kind of see behind the brambles, like, oh, if we just get past this, we're pretty much at the temple.
What you trying to do, Uriel?
Approach cautiously.
Okay, so I hate to do this again. Can you guys give me, if you're approaching Uriel, well, if you guys are both there, give me another perception check.
Oh, well, where were these rolls for the 10, 15, 20?
Well, the dice tell a story, as they say, Christian. The dice tell a story, so.
Yeah, you know,
15.
fuck Christian.
15. Swami, you see in all of these trees dead dragon army soldiers that have been speared by the trees and like they're hanging up there. Like different branches are sticking through them. Some of them are human because they're just hanging off them with their armor. Some of them are the ones that turned to stone that you fought before. So the branch went through them and you see them grabbing onto like the branch as it's piercing them, but they turn to stone. Some of them you just see clothes hanging there. And I mean, this looks like a house of horrors. Like all these Dragon Army soldiers are like, it looks like they were killed by the trees.
Could the trees be alive? In a sense, like it sounds crazy, but like kind of like the Lord of the Rings things where they can walk. Because if it seems like the trees killed them,
give me a history check, Uriel. I'll say that you didn't do terrible. You kind of notice that Swami's kind of staring at something because Swami's like behind you. He's kind of looking up.
24.
Uriel, you can give me a history check too. I'll let you give me a history check. 24.
Yeah.
This is like this kind of reminds you of like with the 19 whatever. You have heard things of like they call them tree ants, and it is a thing in D&D as well. Trees are alive, but they're very rare. And it was something.
21.
Yeah, that's really it's the same information. You know that it's one of those things that your mother was putting you to bed, and you were bad, and they tell you the spooky monster story. But sometimes they'd point outside and say, "You see the wind? You see that? That isn't the wind, boy. That tree will get you if you don't go to bed." And you'd see the tree move and you'd freak out because you're young.
So there could be a little truth to it, but it's mainly a story.
Right. Well, I mean, to be honest, you've seen a lot of weird stuff. So to see a tree walk up to you, be like, "No, yeah, this makes sense." Like it wouldn't be the weirdest thing you've ever seen. You wouldn't be like, "That's so odd." But as you approach, you see one of the trees in the center that just looked like a shrub. You see it grow even larger and stretch. And it is actually a tree ant. But this one, I'm going to put the picture of him in general chat so you guys can see what he looks like, if I can do it correctly. If it works. Sometimes when I do this in general chat, it does not work. So...
Is it Treebeard?
I put his picture in general chat.
Right, that's why I had to ask. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Yep.
And you see him stretch out, and you see one of the bodies that's like hanging on a tree next to him, like twitches, and he just goes like this, and it's like T2, like his limb grows out into a spike and stabs it, but it's a human soldier and it just lays there. You see it like drop some things, and then you see his hand grow back like Groot, and he looks at you, he's like, ah, and he just steps right forward to you guys, and he looks down. He says, "Are you here to pillage the temple?"
No, sir, we are not. We are
He
here
is huge.
to.
He's like, like a tree, like
That's what
50
I'm
feet
looking
tall.
I'm like, we are here to repair a staff.
You see him go. He like sighs and kind of looks behind him, and you see one of the other trees just turn a little bit, and you think you see like a little beady yellow eyes kind of look and then turn away. And he's like, "Oh, a friend of yours came earlier." He's like, "Please." And he's like, he's not slow. He's like, "Go to the temple." And when he points towards the rest of the trees, you see all the shrubs like just move out of the way and make like a corridor, like one of those English garden corridors, but it's all purple. Like
Could I ask him some questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I ask him if his branches? How do I put this?
Yeah, how do you put this?
Do his fallen branches carry magical properties?
He says, "You are very inquisitive." He says, "My branches don't fall."
All right. If you were to be so kind to give me a piece of your branch in the shape of a staff, would it carry on magical properties?
Give me a persuasion check.
Please, Jesus. Listen, I've been hitting nothing but 20s.
Listen, you got to take into account what you said before that, right? So, like, I'm not saying it's going to be like a 27 or something. That's good. That's good.
15.
That's good.
All right.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't roll like a 2. Then he'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here." Like, what are these kids today asking for branches? Get out of here. He like, you see him look at you and you see his eyes narrow and you feel like something hit your neck, like just like a needle. Just take 1 hit point away. You see him bring his hand around and you see him put his like branch in what would be his mouth and take it out. And he's like, "You're inquisitive. I would say see me when you come back out."
And then one more question. I would like to ask him, what sort of magical properties do your leaves carry? Can they heal? Could they restore? Could they be used to bring somebody back from the dead?
Oh, he says, "Well, that's," you see him like pause for a second and say, "I'm sorry. I understand that this is a dangerous place." And he kind of looks around, he like bends his head, and you guys, strangely enough, like when he's talking, you hear birds, like they're just hanging out. Like you haven't heard animals here because it's obviously dangerous. The dragonels are around. You maybe saw a vulture. You hear birds chirping and stuff. And he's like, "I understand it's dangerous here, and you may have lost people you care about, but if I could, I would help you. But my leaves don't do that. But see me when you leave the temple. I have a gift."
Okay. Thank you.
Did you want to ask him something, Uriel?
Nope. I look at him and I was like, "Thank you very much, sir. Please stay safe."
You see, he says, "If you see any dragon soldiers, just whistle. I hate them very much." And as soon as he says
So
that,
do we.
you hear a bone snap. And as you guys are like, you turn around to walk on the briars, you see a massive branch come out of the ground, and you see a dragon army soldier just get skewered on it. He's screaming, and you see blood coming down the branch because it's like basically a spike, and he's screaming, and he goes to open his mouth to scream, and you see a spike come out of the side of the main one and stab him in the mouth, so he stops screaming.
Oh, kinky.
Because he's like, "Oh," just shut up, and then all of a sudden it gets really quiet, and you guys see a bird go overhead. He's like, "Good luck," and he's like, "Good luck," and you see him just step over the briars, like in the other direction. Ground shakes a little bit. You guys can go into the temple.
I walk towards the temple.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to
let's
look
make it
around,
happen.
or are you gonna lollygag? I didn't know if you're
I
gonna
mean,
like.
I'm gonna look around as I'm walking, but I'm not gonna be.
No, I want my gift. I'm going straight in the temple.
As you guys get in the temple, you notice that it's very rocky in here, even though you saw glass on the outside. And with your passive abilities, you see through the rock. It's almost like the rock has grown inside this glass dome that's fallen over. And you see vines inside. And you notice that water is coming down the vines like waterfalls, like really kind of weak waterfalls as you kind of come in. And when you guys come in, you see that those purple leaves and brambles kind of like block the entrance. So no one can sneak behind you. And as you guys are kind of like walking through, you notice that you're walking in, maybe it goes up to like your foot in water, but it doesn't seem to get taller, even though you see water coming in from the ceiling, and you see light come in through the glass, and wherever the rock is missing, there's like things of rock. And this place is beautiful. It's you guys basically being here, you get the effects of a long rest. So if you guys need to take a long rest,
Yes, I do.
just by getting in the Temple of Paladine, it's a holy place. And you see Uriel as you're kind of like, oh, it's like you feel that like, oh, like you just take a breath and the air is really good in here and everything. You see a little mouse come out of your pocket and like run down, and O'Grady like pops up. He's like, oh, that was close. I thought that guy was gonna see me and say something. Oh, that was weird. And you guys kind of walk through. Is there anything you guys want to check out? I mean, you see that those purple flowers like coming in through the ivy, through the water and everything. And it's just really nice here. You see kind of through the vines, there seems to be a bigger chamber ahead of you about 10 or 15 feet.
Well, I'm gonna look around as I'm walking through.
Give me a perception check while you're doing that. Swami, are you doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
Oh, not bad.
$15.
You guys notice that there is actually broken in the water. There's like broken sarcophagus here. They're open, or like parts of it. You guys also see broken jars, and give me, if you guys want to know what they are, like give me a history check while you're looking around. That's really good.
20.
You guys are like really simpatico with your rolls. This is what would happen. These jars and things are what doctors would use when they would like prepare the dead. If you got buried, they would like put your organs in these, or your whatever, or there's like tinctures in them to like, embalm a body. If you guys investigated more, that everything's dried out, like it's all kind of like not rotted, but it's just evaporated, whatever's in it. But it's like embalming fluid, like weird stuff. You guys are like, oh yeah, like these people are weird. I have heard of this happening before. Do you guys want to go into the main chamber, or do you want to keep looking around? Because really it's like the figure eight. Like you guys are in a small chamber, and there's a bigger chamber like between like this doorway of vines.
I keep looking around.
You see, give me actually a percent, or if you're looking, give me an investigation check while you're looking around, Swami. $12. You see one. Are you trying, Uriel? Are you still looking around?
I mean, I'm looking around, but I'm still walking forward too.
Okay. Just give me an investigation check while you're giving it the peepers. With the 12, Swami, you see like these vines hanging over one sarcophagus. It's like leaning up against the wall, and it looks like it. Oh, go ahead. What'd you get?
I see nothing.
You get like a 1. It looks like an intact corpse, like in this sarcophagus, but it's like one of those things where it's not Martok. It's one of those things where he's sunken in and he looks mummified, and he has like a little loincloth over his nethers, and his hands are over, and he's got long hair, but it's obviously he's like balding, but the hair still grows, and his eyes are closed, and he's just sitting there.
Can I check? Can I check him? Can I
Like touch
dig
him?
my hand? Yeah, dig my hands in and around to see what's inside the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus is empty.
Mm.
But do you poke him? Do you touch him?
Yeah, I poke him.
All right, well, that's always a good sign. You touch him, and you see his eyes like just shoot open, and you see him like lean up, and he's like, "Oh, hello!" And he gets out of the sarcophagus, and he's like 7 feet tall. Like he steps down, and he's like, "Oh, hello, who is this?" And you see he reaches behind his loincloth and pulls out these little readers that are like gold rimmed, and he puts them on. He's like, "Oh, a human, it's been so long, and you have a friend." And he like squints even with the readers. He's like, "An elf. Interesting. What are you two gentlemen? Oh, and a frobog. Wow.
I ask him his name.
O'Connor. My name is O'Connor."
And how did you come to be stuck here?
"Oh, I'm not stuck. I'm sorry. I've been asleep for a while. There must be some work to do. No, I
Do
haven't.
you live here?
Yes, I prepare bodies." And you see him like look out like one of the broken glass with like the vines, and he looks out, and you see it's like one of those camera things where like the camera zooms in, and you see like a dead body hanging off the brambles, and he says, "Yes, it appears that I have some work to do. If you'll excuse me." And you see him just stride past you and like go through the vines, and just like,
And I say, wait, one more question.
he slowly
You said,
turns around. He's like, "I have much work to do. One question."
you said you prepare bodies. What
Yes.
exactly are you preparing bodies for?
"Oh, mostly burial and my lord Paladine." And he like bows his head a bit, even though he's like 7 feet tall. He like bows his head, and he basically motions to the center of the chamber. He's very particular. "If you'll excuse me," and he like dips his touches the glasses, and then just goes through the vines. I'm gonna write his name down right now because I will never remember.
Paladine. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
Uriel, do you know who that is?
A god.
Paladine. Have you ever heard his name before?
Yes.
He's like the goodest of the goodest gods.
Yeah.
Paladine.
I mean, roll a history check with advantage, because it's like going, "Who's this Jesus fellow?" I'll let you roll with advantage.
Jesus Christ. 14.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, even that, I mean, you don't know all the ins and outs of Paladine. You just know there's a pantheon of gods. The Shadow Queen is on one side, Paladin's on the other. He's like the best of the goodest boys of gods. He's like the ultimate. He is always at war with the Shadow Queen because obviously they don't align. She wants to take over the world. He wants to like help humanity,
so he's stronger than the Dragon Queen, obviously.
Probably right now, yeah, because she's like coming back into, she's trying to do this to come back into prominence, right? So she's on the upswing. He's already at the top, right? He's already at the peak of the mountain. She's on her way up. Do you guys want to go through to the main chamber?
Yes.
Okay. As you guys come through, we got to wait for Jesse to come back, because you see someone who I'm waiting. It just looks like mushrooms right now. I don't think he's back yet. But you see someone going through a bag of holding. But what you see behind him is you see an altar that is this perfect cylinder that's probably like as wide as my desk, so about 4 feet. Perfect cylinder coming up. And behind it, you see these vines like draped over in 3 like sections of vines. So like centered, like curtains almost, like off to the side, and then one in the center, right behind, like 20 feet behind the altar. But what do you see? Because you're there at the altar going through your bag of holding.
Oh,
Jesse.
yeah. So you
You see them come in.
you see I'll like raise my hand in greeting, and what you see is this pointy-eared elf guy who's has like silver hair, sort of a bronzy complexion, and like yellowish gold eyes. And he's wearing armor actually, and he has like a little floating ball of light that's just kind of floating around. And he has armor, and he has like a shield, and you see like this warhammer in his side, so it's sort of just an odd, but not like a bulky strong dude, but more of like lithe and thinner. I raised my hands. Hey, what's going on, stranger? How goes it there?
Yeah, you guys see him there, and he's right at the altar, and he's going through a bag of holding. Remember, Jesse,
that looks like Martok's bag of holding.
It actually does. I was going to say, I'm not going to make you roll, but it looks very familiar.
And I'm like sniffing some potion, like, what the hell is this?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what a potion is. Your character's not like, what is this red stuff? Like, you know what.
Well, he had a potion of speed, which is like.
Oh, yeah, you probably wouldn't know that.
Like, what is this? Anyway, sort of looking through stuff.
Oh, did you say your name? You didn't say your name, did you?
Oh, and no, yeah, I said, my name is Kyburn. Kyburn or Treese. Nice to meet you.
Uriel.
All right, good.
Swami, I think, had to take a step out for a second. But remember, Kyburn, you were told that like there's other friends coming that are opposing the Dragon Queen or whatever, right? So like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's, someone mentioned you guys probably were coming along this way. Are you you're the group? That's I'm trying to. I don't like that Dragon Queen lady, so I was trying to figure out how to stop that stuff.
she's a real Debbie Downer. We're trying to.
I would
nothing worse than a Debbie Downer.
You know what I'm saying?
They say saggy naggy.
Yeah.
Saggy naggy. Tell you what.
I had to fire someone named Nancy because she was negative, and then I was making a joke a day later in a shop I was at. I said, "Let's not all be a negative Nancy." And everybody started laughing. They go, "Did you mean to say that?" I go, "No, I didn't. I meant stop being negative." Whoops. Yeah. Oh, she was gone.
She was actually Nancy.
Her name was Nancy. She was so disruptive. Like you have to, when you let people go, you have to watch them, because they have to like clean their locker out. And she literally yelled at me while I was watching her. Like, what are you doing? And I go, well, you're supposed to clean your locker out. Like, we have to do this to make sure you don't vandalize anything and she's like, I'm just sitting here talking. I'm like, I wonder why you got fired. I wonder why you got...
It's a mystery that this is.
It's such a mystery that this is happening right now. Anyway.
We'll never find it.
No one will ever know. So yeah, you guys are all there. Do you guys want to talk? You see O'Grady just starts looking around, and you see him walking around looking at the vines and like touching the vines and putting them in his hand and everything.
And I bring out a cask of ale that's in this bag of holding. It's like, you guys want a drink?
Are you an alcoholic?
Well, I mean,
I'm like, he's got Martok's bag of holding.
I got Martok, yeah. I don't know who
stole
that
my
is.
buddy's bag?
I guess so. Not on purpose. It just sort of was given to me by some lady here. I don't remember the name of, and she said that you guys might be doing what I'm trying to do.
Was she a lady in red?
Yeah.
Actually, she did have some red features. Yes, not all the way red.
It's like a tiefling, red eyes, red generally.
Yeah, nice clothing.
Oh no, I don't know that. I was thinking, what's her name?
Oh, Kelly LeBrock or whatever. Yeah.
No, the mage that got called off with
Rose.
Rose.
You can't remember Rose's name, right? The one that you
it wasn't Rose. It was her, the
matter.
mentor.
She got voted off the island anyways.
Sinat.
Sinat. It was Sinat. Thank you. I thought he was talking about Sinat. Do I know a tiefling?
I don't know. You didn't know those two people. You just can't remember those last two people's names. So do you know a tiefling? I don't know. One of them
Hey,
traveled.
you're bad with names too, just like me.
Yeah, like
great.
you couldn't remember Sinat's name, and she's been with you several times in the campaign. You're like, man, do I know a tiefling that seems to ring a bell? Does it? Does it really ring a bell? That's all I'm saying is maybe it doesn't really ring a bell.
It might not.
They might. Oh, I was thinking of that other tiefling. Like,
Oh, that was a good night.
yeah. So, I mean, the altar is here. You do notice, Uriel, since you have the Dragonlance with you, you do see your bag like start to heat up a bit. Like it starts to like shake, which it's a dimensional hole, your bag, so that's weird.
Yeah. So I take it off my side and I open it up.
You take it off your side and open it up. Do you want to take the pieces out of the Dragonlance? Or are
I
you
am.
just going to open it up and be like, what's going on?
Well, I'm going to take the pieces out, but I'm also going to be like, what's going on in there while I'm taking them out? Maybe the.
You have the broken pieces, like the two broken, and it still needs a haft. And you see O'Grady, he like kind of turns around because he's been looking. He goes, oh, and he like reaches in his bag of holding and he pulls out this like wooden haft with like these weird druidic like runes on them. And he hands you the haft. He goes, are we just supposed to put it up there? And he looks at the altar. He's like, I don't know. What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. I was going to set it on the altar and
Hope for the best.
pray for the best, I guess.
I might be able to help with that if you put that up on the altar there.
Okay.
Swami, do you want to do anything, or are you just hiding behind something because you don't know what's going to happen?
Yeah, no, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just observing.
Okay. So you're like hanging back, like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know what's going to happen.
Observe and report.
When you place the pieces of the Dragonlance in the altar, you set them on and they immediately like start to like hum a little bit and float above the altar. And the 3 curtains of vines you saw that were behind the altar, you see tons of water start to come out of the ceiling and come down. But it is like it's like those things you get at like Spencer's where it's got like a return tube. So this looks like thousands of gallons of water that's coming down off these 3 things of vines, and you're not getting any more water in the room. It's only like up to your feet, really, or whatever, your toes, and a puddle, really. And what you see is there's so much water coming through that it makes like a glass sheen where it looks like you're looking at 3 mirrors. There's so much water coming down. And over those mirrors, you see projected like this massive clash of like 2 big armies with like a gold dragon on one side and a black dragon on the other one. And they're like in the center clashing. And you see these like dragonelles. But you guys are used to seeing the dragon army with like their red dragonelles, and I would say sometimes black, even though I haven't really described them that much. It's just they're evil dragons. But you also see gold dragons and like other good dragons, like copper dragons and stuff, flying, and it's just a big melee in the center, and you just see them fighting, and you guys hear the sounds of battle, and it's like deafening, and you guys hear a crack, and like the ceiling shakes a little bit. And you see as it's happening, like the water starts coming up the altar, like wraps around the Dragonlance and like wraps around it. And you see the Dragonlance start to like reform and become one shape. And when the water falls off it, there's a glow in it. And through do you guys want to do it? I mean, are you...
I'm just standing there in awe.
You're just like, holy shit.
I'll approach the altar and like put my hands out for it, and I'll cast Mend. It's,
okay. You cast Mend. I'm trying to see. Okay, I got something for you. I gotta write it down though, because I'll forget.
The struggles.
Mend just takes the broken parts and it's fuses.
Yeah, that's cool. Rules is written though; it doesn't do anything to magical weapons. It only does like normal stuff. If you read on there, it's unless it's a new rules. The old rules, it didn't do anything to magic weapons. It would just like mend a chain that was broken or a sword that was broken or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're helping with the ceremony. As there's these big things of glass, like this water that's coming down, you see Taruk like walk through the water, and it just kind of like falls off him and then goes back to being glass. And he's like, "Hello, you guys made it. This is great." And he actually is holding a fishing pole. Like, he comes through and he's like, and he's wearing like his normal, kind of raggedy clothes, and he's like, I didn't think you were gonna make it.
We didn't all make it.
And then he kind of looks around. He's like, "Where's Martok? Who are you?"
Martok.
And he looks right at Kyburn. He's like, "Who are you?"
Kyvern. Nice to meet you.
Oh. And then he looks at you. He's like, "Martok didn't make it."
Nope.
Well, I'll send a message to O'Connor and make sure his body's taken care of. Where did he perish?
A building on the other side of town.
Uriel, the one with the worst memory. Hey, exactly where did he die? And you're like, man, you're really putting me on the spot. Like, it was 2 hours ago. Like,
we were in a blue house with a red roof over in the, let's see, what was the name
east side of town.
The east side of town, over by the Path of Memories.
He's like, "So you've been through the Path of Memories. How's Demlin? Is he good?"
He is good.
Well, good. He's like, to be honest, I didn't think. And you see him put the fishing pole down. He's like, to be honest, I didn't think you would make it. I'm happy you did. I'm happy you reforged the Dragonlance. It's going to be very important. I believe that the Dragon Army has very terrible plans. Did you see the tower in the center of the city?
We did, and we also saw that it was levitating.
He's like, "Well, I'm afraid that's their plan." He looks right at you, Swami, and he's like, "The Istarian king decided to use the city as a weapon, and he flew it where he wanted to fly it and attack people. And I'm afraid this dragon army is trying to reignite whatever magic they used to do that again. And if they have a flying city, that would probably be terrible for a lot of people. So I would try to find out what's going on with the tower. If maybe you can stop it. It's a little bit beyond me. It's a little bit new. There's some mechanical parts. Plus, I just have a feeling that Soth is going to show up very soon. So that is going to be a problem.
What do you mean by mechanical parts?
Well, he's like, to be honest, Swami, there's new things that gnomish engineers have made. They're very good with mechanisms and things, so I don't know if the Dragon Army is using the old ways like magic to levitate the city, or they're trying to use some mechanical propulsion. Didn't you travel with Tatina a bit? She's good with gears and things. I mean, she would know more about what they're trying to do. If you could get a hold of her or maybe talk to her again, she may be interested in it. Anyway, I just know if they're able to get the city moving again, that would be terrible for a lot of people. The closest city to you guys is Calamane. They'd be able to cross great distances, and they'd do terrible things to that city and the people there. So, is there anything you need from me before you leave? The city would be yours to explore. I don't really know what's going on. And you see him look at his fishing pole.
I look at him. I'm like, yeah, there are tons of Dragon Army on patrol all through here.
Well, that's not good.
That's how Martok lost his life. We came in contact with a Dragon L rider and a group, 3 mages and 2 fighters. And we didn't think we were going to make it.
Well, I hate to be rude. I actually should go talk to O'Connor, but if you rest here, you can take water. There's food behind the altar if you guys need any rations. And please, if you could find out, maybe stop them and find out what's going on. He said, take this, and you see him take a stone, like just a small rock, but it looks like one of those like washed agates, that's been in a riverbed forever. and it's like the rusty gold color with like clear agate, and he hands it out to actually you, Kyburn, because you're closest to the altar where he's like walking around.
Take the agate, I guess.
He's like, if you're in a bind, just smash that. It breaks very easy, like Riverstone. Like if there's an emergency, I would say.
Oh, all right. I'll put it in pocket. Thanks.
He's like,
The agate.
I have to leave. Is there anything else?
Nope. Always good to see you.
He's like, well, enjoy the temple. It's a little bit in disuse, but I kind of like it like this. And he kind of looks around a little bit, and you see a canary, like one canary come down and land on his shoulder, a yellow, goldish canary. And he goes, see, it's not so half bad, even with the broken ceiling. He's like, hey there, little one. And he puts his finger out, and it like pecks at him, and then it flies off. And he's like, it's kind of amazing what you can do when there's peace and quiet. Safe travels. I hope to see all of you. And he like waves to all of you. He's like, I hope to see all of you again. I don't want to see any more missing people. He's like, Kyburn, nice to meet you. It's good to see you again. O'Grady. And you said O'Grady, what? Because O'Grady's like looking at the vines and stuff. He's like, there's no Druidic over there, but I respect that. And he just you see him walk like through the water, and you see the vines. He just goes through the vines and like vanishes.
Nice. You guys need to rest here for a while, or?
Yeah, we probably should figure out what we're going to do from here, because we're going to have to sneak around and see what they're doing. We probably need to call Tatina, too.
I'll use mold earth to create some chairs out of stone and bonfire.
You do that, and they just come up out of the water. You know, it's like you're like, hey,
chairs.
It's better than those bedrolls where you're gonna lay down. Yeah.
I pull out the Rocky Talkies. Make a phone call.
Yep. You hear, hello? It's Adric. He's like, hello?
Adric.
Yeah. Oh, Uriel, how's it going? Is everything okay? Yeah, I can barely hear you. It's like there's a waterfall behind you or something. And you guys, after you started talking to Taruk, there's still water coming down, but the levels kind of went down, you know, but it is still a little bit loud.
I'm like, yeah, we have fixed said item that we were coming to fix.
That's great. Oh, we need some good news. I mean, the army did make it. Is Martok around? I probably should tell him all this.
Martok did not make it.
Oh. Well, I'll tell Darrett. But so yeah, I mean the Darrett did well, and he was able to not wipe the army out, but they kind of scattered. But we got some reports that there's some dragon elves flying in from the sea, coming into you guys from the north. And I think it's more than dragon elves. Some mages gave me some spyglasses, and it looks like Soth is on his way. We have a little bit of time, maybe a day, but I think he's flying straight towards the city. At least that's what our scouts say. He isn't diverging. He's just going straight over from the sea. So, do you guys have a fire? I mean, I can make it to you guys quickly if you guys have a fire somewhere, but I need to talk to Darrett. Do you need anything else? I can turn you over to the map guy, or to Tina, or whatever, whoever.
Tina.
All right. Let me go get her. Hang on. And then you hear they're like, hey, no, he wants to talk to you. Like, me? And then you hear like, hey, how's it going? Uriel?
Tatina.
Well, these things were great. I don't know what Adric was on about. You sound great. What do you need me for? What's going on?
So we have found gnomish devices.
Oh. Yeah, you need me to like, yeah, can Adric do that thing again where he just appeared in our camp? That was unnerving, but I definitely like to look at that again. That was pretty crazy. I mean, I built gnomish teleportation devices, but they usually just end up blowing stuff up. They don't really teleport anything anywhere except dirt from one place to another. And there was some mice that died. I don't feel good about it. I'm just saying it didn't work out the way I wanted.
we can get him back here, and if you can, probably come with him. So that
Yeah.
way you can get an idea of what we're looking at.
To be honest, so most of the stuff right here is beyond repair. I've salvaged some things to get some parts, but I don't have a bag of holding like you guys. I'm really running out of space. Anyway, yeah, I can meet you guys. So, yeah, okay. I'll talk to Adric. We'll be there as soon as we can. Give us just a couple minutes, and you
Okay.
hear it hang up.
All right.
We got to come up with a whoop whoop, like something I don't know, like Skype or something for it to like hang up.
Yeah. Tink.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys
And
are
then
all
it go-
sitting there in the fire, like.
Disconnected.
Yeah. The person you were trying to reach has hung up. Yeah, whatever.
So I make a small fire.
Yep.
I already created one.
Yeah.
Oh, you already had one. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna look around while I'm taking. I put the Dragonlance back in the bag of holding because that doesn't really need to just be sitting out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Like you stick it in the fire or something.
Yeah. I put it in the bag of holding, and I'm just kind of sitting there looking around and talking to the new guy.
Yeah. Kyburn, are you sharing your ale with? Well, I should say, are you sharing Martok's ale with everybody?
Yeah. So I'm like putting the cask in a hand, and then I have mage hand like floated over to each person.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm a sorcerer now, and I can do things like that.
Swami, did you want to say anything to the new guy, or are you just taking the ale?
Yeah, I'll take the ale.
You're like, what'd you put in here? What'd you put in the ale?
It's just a cask of the good stuff. It's literally
That's right.
Yeah. And I'd be like, I have that lady did something to my hammer too, and I have not figured out what it is.
She did
Then
something
you-
to your hammer.
Yeah, did something to my hammer.
Hmm.
I
Wow, I didn't know you guys. I didn't know you guys knew each other that well. Like I don't. Did you guys how like you guys knew each other really well? I guess I don't know.
I'm like,
I know.
what did she do
touched
to
it.
your hammer?
She touched it.
It's what was that like? The whatever. I was just thinking of a joke. Anyway, yeah, you guys are just sitting there drinking ale. I mean, you can talk or whatever. I mean, Adric and Tatina said they were on their way.
Yeah, I'll sort of ask them about like how they got here and all that. I mean, we don't have to go through that because I personally already know.
Yeah. You just chat with them.
Yeah.
They don't know about you though. How you
Man.
got here?
Yeah, and so how I got here, I'm from the Exile of Elves, which sounds like you met those guys earlier, and
We have.
I'm part of that group, and I was sent here to find the City of Lost Souls and
Names. Yeah, the City of Lost Names.
I was going to
It's
names,
on the
so I
map.
was like, that's-
Yeah, it's on the
that's
map.
the name. It's got to be Souls. Anyway,
That
so
would be
then
pretty cool. That would be a darker campaign. That would be like the Crow, like just a bunch of dead souls and undead and stuff, like World of
I'm
Warcraft.
dead everywhere.
Yeah,
And then I almost died in the desert, but then a weird lady found me, a tiefling, and then she touched my hammer and she told me some stuff that you guys are coming.
you see O'Grady.
Pretty much it. Yep.
O'Grady
Basically.
leans in. He's like, "What'd she look like?"
I think she was in red. She had
She had like red gloves and her eyes were red, but
Yeah.
everything else it was like just nice, immaculate.
stuff. Dressed
Oh,
nice.
everything was nice and immaculate, huh?
Yep,
It was great.
that's right.
That's what they call it, the first interaction. You see, he's like, I know that. A tiefling, huh? That's. O'Grady's like, it's Syrian. It's the god of. And you see him look up. He's like, god of. It's the god of neutrality, something like that. Anyway, it's they like ambition. Syrian really likes ambition. They're a fan of anybody that shows any kind of aptitude for, not power, but like, I don't know. You must have done something to oppress her. She gave you things.
Yeah. No, she gave me a bag of holding, the Martok's bag of holding, and then touched my hammer, and then she looks like this, and I'll use a control flame to make
Oh
her
yeah,
image.
make her. He's like, yeah, she's a big fan of all the, like, of all of. He's like, he goes, I knew a little bit about, not a lot though. Oh, she likes like passion, people that are impulsive, alchemy, and transformation, and flames. So mostly creation and fire and things like that. So if she gave you gifts, that's good. She is definitely not a fan of the Shadow Queen though. They don't get along. She's kind of in the middle. Dragon Queen's kind of on the bad side of this whole thing. Do you guys know how are we gonna get all the way to back to the center of the city? I mean, there was battalions of people. I mean, we gotta hide or something. I mean, O'Grady like brags a little bit. He's like, I can turn invisible, but like, can you guys hide yourselves?
Well, I have a feeling we're not just going to be able to sashay through. There's going to be more battles.
Okay, well, I mean, we got here. If we're careful, we might be able to get there without attracting that much attention. I'm afraid if we attract too much, then, game over.
Well, I mean, the goal is always to not attract attention. However, when we're walking into the area that has the highest concentration of them,
Right. Yeah. Hope for the best, plan for the worst type thing. Like, as you guys are like sitting there, like, it kind of quiets down a bit because you guys are like, yeah, how the fuck are we going to get over it? Like the fires burn, like your fire that you made, Kyburn, just burns bright for a second. It turns purple, and you see Adric and Tatina just walk through the flames, and it dies down again and becomes a normal fire. And you see Adric, he's like, oh, every time. Every time. Every time.
I'll mold earth and grab their feet in place. Who are you guys?
He's like, what? Oh, yeah, hi. And he like raises his hand, and you see in his hand he's holding his holy symbol. He's like, I'm Adric. I'm with.
Calm down, Adric. Calm down.
I release.
All right. Tatina's like, you see, she's got her full backpack, and she's like, I really need to get one of those bag of holdings. I mean, you'd think the army would just give it to me, but no.
If we had an extra one, we would give it to you.
Oh, well. Anyway, what'd you guys find? Oh, Kyburn, you notice they're kind of looking around like they kind of want a chair, just like with your perception and stuff.
I'll mold earth and give it.
You see Adric, he goes, oh, and he like sits down. She's like, ooh, she like jumps in the, because they're obviously smaller. She's a gnome, he's a dwarf. I'm not going to describe them. You know what they look like. But Tatina's like,
never roam alone.
Never gnome alone. Tatina, she's like, so what'd you guys find? What did you find?
We found siege weapons.
Oh.
And there is also, in the center of town, there is like a dome that looks like it's part of a tower, but the tower's kind of broken up.
As you're talking, she's like writing notes. She's like, yeah. She's
and
like,
levitating.
We kind of saw it from the battle when we were coming in a little bit, but it seemed like there was a couple of dragonels. And you see her kind of look around, and even though Adric sat down, he's just staring up, just like kind of like with his mouth open because he thought he'd teleport in like a tent or something, And he's like in a temple. He's like, well, you don't see that every day. And he's like looking, and it's like raining inside and everything, And he's like, is this... And you see his symbol, his holy symbol, like glow, and he puts it back around his neck. He's like, "This place makes you feel pretty good. Where are we?
We are in a temple.
Is this Wait a minute." And he gets up. He's like, "Is this the?" And he walks up to the altar, and he like puts his hand on the altar, and he's like, "This is the Temple of Paladine. You guys made it here?"
We did.
He's like, "But Martok didn't make it, huh?"
But Martok did not.
And he like, you see him once you say that, because he's like off away looking at the altar. He actually gets on a knee, takes a knee, and you see him grab his holy symbol. He says a prayer. And he's like,
We did just talk to Torek.
Oh. Oh, how's he doing?
Looked like he just came from fishing.
Oh, I mean, you see,
Straight up.
Agan goes, someday maybe we could all do that, when this is over. Just to do something that doesn't have to involve killing Dragon Army soldiers, I mean, that's fishing would be
Sounds
amazing.
nice.
Be pretty great.
But he did say he would pick up Martok's body.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So how many people did you see when you came over? Was there
A
a
lot.
lot? Oh, so we need
A
to
lot.
sneak. Well, you see him, he pulls out a bag of holding, and the moment he does, you see Tatina, she's like, oh, man. And he starts, taking his armor off, and he's got, small clothes on, but he puts, quieter armor on, So obviously he's going to have a lower AC, but it's going to be easier for him to sneak.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just use my mace. I won't use my shield. I mean, do we have a plan yet? Tatina, do you think you could do something about it? She's like, I mean, I saw the thing, but I definitely need to get in there and look around. I mean, if it's got gears, I could run it or shut it down, hopefully, unless it's written. She goes, wait, do one of you guys speak Draconian?
Yes.
I do as well.
Okay, well, that's good because I don't. If anything's written in something weird language, I mean, I may be able to help. But so what are we going to do? And Adric's like, yeah, what are we going to do?
Well, the problem is when we went through there, we snuck through, but there was at least 30 soldiers, not to mention the Dragonel and riders that were flying above.
No, so we have to be stealthy. Huh. Well, shoot. I mean, maybe there's O'Grady, do you have a spell or something? And he's like, no, I don't think I have anything to help with that. I mean, maybe let me think of something. And you see O'Grady just put his head in his hands. He's like, I'm thinking. Adric's like, well, I mean, there's these other spots in the map. I mean, should we just go straight to the tower? Or do you want to look at these other places? Demlin did mark some places on here.
We definitely can check out the other places to make sure there's nothing there that could also help with getting this thing off the ground.
Yeah. He's like, all right, well, I mean, I guess I'm the only member of the Knights of Solamnia, so, I mean, but I was told to be with you guys now. I even told Darrett about what happened to Martok, and he said that to either listen to Uriel or Swami, one of you guys. So if you guys give me an order, you pretty much outrank me, I guess, at this point.
I think as long as we've been working together, we're all pretty equal.
There's no
on
real
this.
rank on the. There's no real rank on the. Yeah.
Any of us could die in any second, so make good decisions.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like life. Make good decisions, right? So again, there is other points on the map, and I'm looking at this, so just to point it out.
Well, hold on one second. Let me pull
You're
up the map.
You're good. I'm pulling it up too. So obviously the center tower is the threshold of heaven.
So I could say that we could, since we're on the left side in the Temple of Paladine, we probably could sneak around the outside of town over to the bastion of
Takesis.
yeah.
All right. Well, Adric's like, that's good. I mean, it would probably be good to go there, but if it is her bastion, I mean, it might be heavily armored or heavily fortified. Maybe
Well, I mean,
we could scout around a bit, maybe.
We came from the path of memories.
Mm-hmm.
So the threshold of heaven, which is the tower, the occupied mansions, and the bastion of Takesis
Right.
is the points of reference.
Right. He's like, well, I'm totally up for anything. I'm just afraid that Bastion might be a little bit too. I mean, we could scout there, but if it's too heavy, maybe we should just go on to something else because,
We might also just kind of go north around the city, go back through the path of memories over into the occupied mansions.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a plan. I mean, I'd rather scout a mansion than a Bastion. He says, if I remember right, and you see him out of his sack, he pulls some maps and starts looking through them. He's like, yeah, I think that Bastion is pretty big, I think. Looking in my notes, Darrett had a couple of scouts, some insiders that defected from the army. And they said that there's a lot of people in that Bastion and they might be rebuilding it. The mansion, I mean, would be viable. But obviously the threshold's the most important thing. And if the scouts are right that Soft is on his way, that's not good either. So,
I mean, the only other thing I could say is we figure out a good way to get close to the threshold and then we just try to destroy it.
he's like, that's true too. But he goes, I don't think we can just rush in there. I mean, I saw the Dragonelles outside and who knows how many people are inside. So we need a way to either get through there quick or invisibly or something.
Or set off a distraction so we can try to sneak in.
What about he like looks at you, Kyber, and he's like, oh, he rolled well. He's like, you're good with spellcraft. I mean, looking at you, could you like this guy? He rolled really well, perception, by the way. He's like, you look like a mage. He's like, can you do that thing where like some mages they make themselves look like other people?
I have. Can I do actually? I have.
He's like, what about you, Swami? And you see him turn and look at you. He's like, do you have something like that? Like turning invisible or something like that?
Nope, I do not.
Okay, well, yeah.
I can make myself look like something else. Hide myself, but I don't have anything to hide others.
Well, that's okay because O'Grady can like turn into a mouse or something or turn invisible, right? He's been doing that. So that's just 3 of us out. What if we're prisoners or something? We could be prisoners. I got manacles from the Dragon Army and you see him pull them out of his bag. He's like, maybe, we sneak as much as we can, but if we get caught.
Could maybe O'Grady become like a hawk? I can make a hawk larger. Could all crawl aboard. Why is there?
O'Grady can become. Oh, you just want to enlarge him?
Yeah, so he'd become a large hawk.
I basically just give him the stats for a large hawk, and I don't know. You'd have to read the rules, but I think 3 people can ride on a large hawk. I think there's a thing in there about how many people can like comfortably fit on the hawk, on like a large. Be great.
I can hold Tatina.
Be great if he could become a rock, but then it's like a mountain flying to a mountain, and they'd see you guys coming because rocks are huge. Anyway, yeah. So you guys are going to go to the occupied mansion first, or you're just going to go straight to the threshold?
Straight to the threshold.
Okay. All right. Is that okay with Adric's like, I'm good with anything.
That's fine.
Okay. So you guys are all level 9 now that you reforged the lance. So everybody leveled up. So now, usually DMs don't give advice, but I would say if you can pick up a spell that would maybe some kind of invisibility thing or like shape change, maybe, or some kind of enchantment that would make people listen to you, something like that maybe. And that's what we'll leave it till next Wednesday.